Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please put in the chat if possible, just so I know that the audio is working. Thank you, Jenny. Good afternoon, everyone. Just so you know, we'll get started here in about 2 minutes. And I'm excited. All right, it's 1 o'clock. Thank you for joining, everybody who is already in the participants list. My name is Kelsey Roby, and I am the Data Support Specialist for Iowa CASA, and I thank you for joining on the Part 2 Confidentiality series. This is Confidentiality and Technology, and to start off, we are going to do a little bit of a recap of Part 1. And so let's go ahead and start with that now. Also a disclaimer, I'm happy to take questions. I've actually saved some time at the end to take questions due to the fact that this is stuff we could talk about for weeks. And I'm going to cover some pretty basic topics. So put your questions in the chat box. Maggie will be monitoring the chat throughout the session this next hour. So if there's any issues with the platform, you can't hear me, you're having issues with closed captioning, she will be able to respond. But any of your questions that you have during this time, please put in the chat box, and the last 20 minutes or so, I will go through and try to answer as many as possible. If for some reason I don't get to your question, please feel free to reach out to me. I am happy to answer any questions that you have moving forward. So let's go ahead and do a recap from Part 1. If you weren't able to join us, this will be helpful. Let's see here. So Part 1, Confidentiality Primer Recap. So who owns the privileged information between a survivor and an advocate? The survivor owns or holds the privilege, not the advocate. Because they own it, they get to decide what to do with it. It is their right to waive it or give it up. The privilege does not belong to the advocate. The advocate does not have the power to decide that a survivor should share information, and the advocate should not advise a survivor to share information. It is not our role. This is really important and something to think about while we move through this technology piece. Whose job is it to protect the privileged information? Even though the privilege belongs to the survivor, it is our responsibility to protect it. If the survivor gives no instructions at all, the advocate must assume the survivor would not want the information disclosed and must refuse to disclose it. Per the Violence Against Women's Act, what are the only exceptions to confidentiality? Imminent danger to the survivors or others, at the request of the survivor, or statute or court for the release. Are victim counselors, advocates, mandatory reporters? No, no, and no again. We are considered permissive reporters. However, VAWA states that we only should report if mandated by our states. Since Iowa does not mandate us to report, we should not report. Are victim counselors mandatory reporters? That is the one we just did. Are there exceptions to this? If you are a licensed individual that is hired to use your license, licensed social workers hired as a therapist, a licensed social worker who is hired as an advocate does not count. So if you're doing the job of a therapist, then yes. If you're doing the job of an advocate, then no. What is required for release of information form to be valid? Informed consent, meaning the survivor is aware of all of the risks, benefits, and alternatives to releasing information. A reasonably time-limited expiration, 14 to 30 days is general. Information written out by or with the survivor listing very specific information that is to be released. Very specific information about who should receive the information, no general pre-filled waivers. Can minors and dependent adults give consent to release their own information? Yes. As long as they are permitted by law to receive services without consent, they can sign their own release. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our technology piece. But I want you to remember during this that it is our legal and ethical duty to have discussions with survivors early and often about confidentiality. Reach out to Maggie or I for assistance, and here are both of our email addresses if you have any questions or are questioning anything at all. So here are the key objectives for this webinar. I want you to understand the intersections between confidentiality and technology. Utilize technology to benefit the survivor and your organization. Identify unintended risks of personal use, and establishing personal and organizational boundaries. So one of the big things that you'll notice in here is that I really did choose some pretty broad topics because, like I said, we could talk about this forever. So I really want you to reach out if you have any questions. We also are not going to be talking about safety planning very much. We will be talking more about how you can utilize the technology in your agencies to help the survivor, and then what happens with your own use of technology. So if you want any information about actual technology awareness, I'm happy to do a training on that, but this really is for organizationally and individually as advocates. Technology is, of course, a double-edged sword. Fire can cook our food, but also burn us. I use this quote a lot because it really is true. Technology is a tool, and like any tool, we can use it to be harmful or we can use it for benefits. So I love this quote. Confidentiality and advocacy, your role. The biggest thing to think about when you are thinking about confidentiality and technology is when you're working with a survivor specifically is active listening, making sure that you are listening to what is being said, the tone that it's coming from, and allowing yourself to make decisions based off of the place that the survivor's at that point. Allow the survivor to make decisions that are conducive to them. This is huge. I say this all the time, that it's almost like a family member that gets sick. We want to put them in a box and we want to protect them and make decisions for them and tell them what is best for them. And we don't always know what is best for that person. So allowing that person to be outside of that box and making those decisions for themselves. Educate and empower. Make sure that you are knowledgeable on the technology that you use, that survivors use, that are happening in the world today. Technology isn't going anywhere. It is just going to get more advanced. So we need to be knowledgeable on it. And then we need to give survivors the information to empower them in making great decisions for themselves. Be survivor-centered. Always think about the place that that survivor is in at the time. If you are safety planning with the survivor and they're in a crisis, maybe telling them that Snapchat has a map where people can see where they're going if their location is on might not be the best time to tell them that. And so just being aware of what is happening with that survivor. Understand, communicate, evaluate, and inform. So this is huge with our work. We need to be able to understand where the survivor is coming from. We need to be able to communicate everything. We need to be able to empower them by our communication skills and allowing them to make the decisions, but also being able to communicate your own boundaries, what the boundaries are of your agency and what you can and cannot do. Letting them know about every step of the way and how you are going to help them, and being honest and open in that communication. Evaluating the situation will definitely help in these communication pieces, and inform them, allow them to make their own decisions. Okay, so what I need everybody to do on a cell phone or on a browser, you can just open up another tab and go to www.menti.com. It will ask you for this code. So I'll give you a couple minutes to do that, and I will open up a question. Okay, so you should be able to vote. So what types of technology do you use in your work? All right, I see cell phones, computer, laptops, GPS, email, Facebook, definitely. Video phone. Airtable. GPS, definitely. Okay, so we're going to talk about a lot of this. Let's see. So thank you all for participating. We'll have a couple more of these, so please don't close out of it. But thank you for participating. I appreciate it. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, which I'm surprised nobody said, was the database. Since this just rolled out, I've had lots of questions on confidentiality and what to enter in the database and what happens. And so I wanted to cover this first off. So ask permission. This is something that is huge, and you really need to have this as your initial intake, is asking the permission of actually having their data in the database. Also, ask questions. If you are unsure about something, ask. Do not assume. Assuming is not good in our profession. So always ask questions, ask follow-up questions. If you don't understand something, see if they can help you understand. If they don't want to answer, that is fine too. Communicate, purpose, security, and use. So communicate the purpose. So why do we use the database? We use the database to support our programs. It is funding, and it is okay to tell them that. It is okay to say that, you know, we have to show how many people that we help to get more funding so we can continue services. That is okay to say. Security. I've talked to a lot of you about zero knowledge encryption and what that means. And it is so important to be able to describe that to them because it will make them feel safer. So security, zero knowledge encryption. Zero knowledge encryption means that you hold the key to the data, your agency does. Nobody else can see it other than who is in the actual program. When it comes to whether or not it's web-based, that is also something that needs to be discussed. And you can tell them that it's zero knowledge encryption, but we go through a browser to use it. So make sure to have these conversations with survivors. And then also talk to them about how you use it. It is important to make sure that you are using it at a certain time every day, that you have a routine of when you're actually inputting data. And so describing that to them, that you, at the end of the day, spend a half hour and input all of my client information. Benefits. Accurate reporting and funding. That is one of the biggest benefits of our database. And then also ability to be better within the organization in the agency when it comes to organization. Risks. Not logging out. If you don't log out, somebody has the ability to see what you're looking at if they have access to one of your devices. Using personal devices. I know that in a lot of my trainings, we talked about not using personal devices and only using your program's devices and just laptops and computers, not using cell phones or anything of that nature. Adding unnecessary info. This is important. If we want to be as secure as possible and keeping confidentiality safe, we need to not add detailed notes or identifying information in the database. This will also help with survivors. If they know that just demographics are going into the database, they will be more apt to be willing to have their information in that database. It's important to think, though, about if they say no to having their information in our database, what is the next step? And I know in a lot of my trainings, we talked about paper files going away and that this is going to be better and we're never going to have paper files. That is not true. You will always have paper files because survivors don't always want their stuff in databases. So what is your process for that? And what if they don't want it on a paper file? Then you don't have to record any of that information. You can still help them. So it is really important to know that when you meet with somebody who says that they don't want their information in the database, that you do not put it in the database. You do not assume demographics. You don't enter something for them. You leave it out. You give them that power. Another thing to really think about when it comes to the database is whether or not your IT departments are able to screen share and they remote into your computers. Do you have a confidentiality agreement with them? Are they giving you a certain amount of time to log out of the database before they log into your computer to fix an issue? That also comes down to me and Scott from my CODVA with helping you with the database. If you can't explain it to us, we can't do a screen share. I'm not going to go look inside of your database without coming to you and signing a confidentiality agreement. So making sure that those steps are in place when it comes to the database. And to prevent these risks and help with the benefits, making sure that you are really listening to the survivor and doing what they're asking of you to do. All right, if everybody can go back to the menti.com, it's the same code, so if you left it up, you should be able to see the next one. Does your agency have policies around technology, and do you know them? We have 81%, 82% saying yes. We have a good 6% saying no. We have some not sures. We have a yes, but I don't know them. We have a lot of not sures, but a lot that are yes and I know them. That is awesome. So when it comes to policies, especially tech policies, I ask you to talk to your directors and your leadership and make sure that they're updated. This is safety for you and the agency. If you have policies around technology, how you utilize them, how you utilize technology, how you are able to communicate with survivors, you can use that in the conversation when a survivor asks you to do something or asks you to add them on Snapchat, and you have it clear in a policy that that is not something your agency does. So having those policies that you can show a survivor covers you, and it makes it also easier for your job because you know what you're doing, what you are capable of doing, what your boundaries are around technology. And so if they're outdated or if you really don't know them, go try and see if you can find some. If they don't have them reach out to me. I am happy to help them with creating new policies or just kind of push them a little bit to make sure to update those or create them, because it really is going to be helpful for you and your advocacy. Thank you all for participating in that. Social media. So utilize it. It is something that can help you with multiple things in the community. Events, support groups, what is the agency doing? Utilize that social media and allow yourself to promote your agency and reach out to other survivors. Create automated responses for things like Facebook Messenger. So one of the things I've really been talking to programs about recently is having the ability to communicate with survivors via social media and things that normally would make us uncomfortable because of confidentiality. But here's the deal. If you cover yourself and you have an automated response that you send to any survivor that reaches out to you versus Facebook Messenger, and it says, Iowa Coalition Against Sexual Assault doesn't recommend using this platform as a way to communicate for advocacy reasons. But if you want to, we are happy to do so. Just know that this is not the most private and secure way to go about doing it. Leave a phone number or an email address so they can contact you. But if they choose that is the way that they want to contact you because it's easier for them, it's safer for them, however that looks, you should be doing it. We, especially with the new generation that is coming up, especially in advocacy, that is what we use. We use social media to talk to everybody. So really getting your agency to a point that this can be beneficial. Regularly update. Constantly post stuff and show the community what you're doing and reach out and support other organizations in your community and be a part of it. This is a good way to do so without actually being present there. Review platforms, policies, and standards. I, just like everybody else, ignore the policies that pop up when I download a new app or something. So I have been starting to read the policies, and there is a lot of information that can be helpful, and that you can use for things like automated responses, or that can help you in safety planning. Really knowing what those policies are will help you in your work. So risks and benefits. Connecting outreach to community is a big benefit. You are able to connect in a different way, like I said, without actually going there. But you should be doing that as well, but you can do this on a more regular basis. Advertising and marketing. Getting your name out and being a presence in the social network communities. And then ways to communicate with survivors. Risks, personal accounts. So this is where we start getting into the unintended risks. Your personal accounts, you really need to start being careful with. I know that it is very easy to find people on social media. So when you're working with survivors, especially ones that you know use social media, be really aware of your own settings and who is able to access your accounts and view your posts that you make. The reason why I say that is because you could be having a really rough day the same day that you met with a survivor. And a lot of times we use the platforms to kind of be a personal blog. And so if you were to meet with a survivor and later that night make a post about how you had such a rough day and some detail on it, and a survivor was to look you up on Facebook or Instagram and see that you put that, it could have a reflection on them and they could think that you're talking about them. So really locking down, looking at the privacy settings, the security settings, making sure that your personal accounts are personal. And of course, never adding a survivor onto those accounts and making very clear that that is not something that can happen with your relationship with the survivor. Privacy is another huge risk. So we all know that social media, it's really easy to get hacked. It's easy to have random friend requests that you don't know and it be somebody different. So just making sure that you're keeping everything as private as possible. Liking and tagging. So when it comes to the actual agency Facebook, making sure that personal accounts aren't intertwining with that as much. It's easier because it's a public account for the agency. People can find you quicker. If you like a post from your agency and you don't have your security settings blocked down, somebody can find you in that way, whether it be a survivor or even somebody who caused harm and is looking into what the survivor is doing. So really making sure of that. And then trolling. So trolling is when arguments start on posts on social media and they become very negative very quickly. So this is something really to think about, whether or not what you're posting is going to start those, and then keeping a tab on it and making sure that those trolling incidents don't get out of control. Video conferencing. This is something I'm also pushing quite a bit for agencies to start doing. It creates a private space for the survivor, and it makes it so if they don't feel safe leaving their home, especially in like rural communities where everybody knows everyone, it can be a way to have a meeting or just a quick call with the survivor, and nobody, they don't have to even leave their home. Research and read the policies of the platform you're using. So Skype, WhatsApp, Google Hangouts, whichever. Just make sure that they're not downloading or recording the sessions, and you don't want to be doing that either. So benefits, safety for the survivor, and cost for travel and time for the survivor. So really utilizing this in a beneficial way, especially if they are worried about their safety though. Risks, privacy. So making sure you have a separate room for all of your video conferencing, that you have something that you can put up so nobody is around, and it's private. And also just letting the survivor know that you would recommend them doing the same thing, having a privacy space for them and not doing it at a place like a public library unless they wanted to. If they want to, that is totally up to them. Then the cloud recording, making sure that these are recorded and that you are not recording them as well on accident or on purpose. And then the location, so something like a library and somebody overhearing, and just making sure that those risks of where the survivor is located or where you are located are all thought through. As text messaging and email. Clear expectations for responses. Make sure when you are initially having these conversations that you are letting them know that your response times might not be ideal for what they need because you are busy, you have multiple clients. Text messaging and email is one of the ways that others, it's a fast way of communication. So everybody thinks that you should be responding really quickly. So make those expectations clear. Delete your threads frequently. Make sure that you are not saving conversations. And then having those confidentiality statements at the end of an email or just during a conversation that this is not the best way to communicate, but I'm totally down for doing it. So benefits, fast communication, ability to attach documents, especially in email if you need something sent over really quickly. On-the-go communication, you can be a half hour away and be able to communicate with the survivor really quickly if you're running late or vice versa. Ability to make multiple accounts, especially for emails. This is really nice to be able to go to Gmail and create just a random account if say the person who caused harm has access to that, they could just create a different one and have conversations with you that way. Risks, accidents. Accidents do happen. We accidentally send emails to the wrong people. So making sure that you are careful and reread and recheck who you're sending it to before sending it. All email conversations are saved on servers. So really letting the survivor be aware of that. And fast and quick response times expected. Like I was saying a little bit earlier, that is our norm. Instant gratification. So just making sure that you are communicating that clearly. Websites. Excuse me. I really want everybody in their agency to really think about if your website is beneficial, and if it's not, how can it be? And then let me know if you want help establishing a website that will be beneficial. So you have the explanation of services, and we all use the internet these days generally, and so that is the first thing people see. They want to know what you are about. They want contact information, they want resources and referrals, and it is a great way for community outreach. And so I really want you to start utilizing those websites, refer people to them, and really look to see if it's beneficial and if it's doing its purpose. And if it's not doing its purpose, then what do you want the purpose to be? And let me help you with establishing that. So, do you utilize your website to its full potential? How frequently do you update? Are there events and projects and resources on your website? And is it user-friendly? So all of these things are really important to think about. And when it comes to creating your website in a way that is not only beneficial to survivors, but to your community in general, because I know that we get referrals all the time, and we pass them along. And if most of the time, instead of calling, they really want to check on the website and see what you're all about. It might also be beneficial to have a way of contacting directly. And so that's something I'm willing to talk about with programs as well. So when it comes to the website, if you have any questions or you want to update, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay, so if we can go back to the menti.com. If you could go ahead and please use the slide bars to see whether or not you agree or disagree. And we have my agency website is useful and easy to navigate. My agency uses virtual appointments with survivors. So that would be Google Hangouts, Skype, things of that nature. My agency uses social media to talk to survivors. I'm concerned about using tech with my advocacy, and I feel confident in safety planning around tech. Thank you for all of you for participating as well. And it looks like not very many agencies use virtual appointments, which I expected. I know some use it for therapy, but actually for advocacy, I don't see that very often. And I'm glad to see that everybody is not so concerned about using technology with your advocacy. That's awesome. And feeling confident around planning. All right, thank you. So establishing boundaries. This is something I feel a lot of our agencies don't do, especially for ourselves. It's really easy to establish a very quick relationship with our survivors, and that is because we're talking about sensitive things and we're human. And when somebody actually listens to us, we feel a bond with them almost immediately. And especially when it's sensitive information, and things go a little haywire quick with that, especially in the world of tech. And so that's why it's so important to create those policies around tech use. Having those policies allows you to be confident and feel that you aren't being rude when you tell a survivor that you can't add them on Snapchat or that you can't be their friend on Facebook. And it also helps the agency to cover themselves in those situations. Making boundaries for yourself and what you are willing to do and willing to not do, and making that clear to the survivor is also very important. And establishing that before they walk in the door and making it very clear at the appropriate time of what you feel your boundaries are. And then they can make the decision of whether or not they want to continue advocacy with you or have another advocate, which is their right as well. And so before it gets out of hand and those problems happen, letting them be aware stops those things from happening. So how can Iowa CASA provide support? I am beyond willing to assist in policy creation and get those policies for both the advocates, the survivors, and the organization. We can help safety plan around technology. If you have any hard cases and you just need a little help, I am more than willing to help, and so is everybody at Iowa CASA. We can provide technical assistance around website development. So if you need some help with making your website as useful as possible. And then conduct trainings. If you are needing some help with tech awareness and what is out there and the ins and outs, I love that training, and I'm more than willing to come out to you or have you come here and we can do a tech awareness training and get everybody up to speed. So just reach out to me and let me know. Our third installment to the Confidentiality series is Wednesday, August 29th. I hope all of you have signed up from 1 to 2. It will address some of the unique challenges advocates may encounter when working with survivors in communities where everyone knows everyone. And I will now take some questions. So let's see what we have here. So Barb said, why is it important to only do it at a certain time of day? I'm not saying, yeah, for the database. So I'm not saying that it is something that you have to do. I recommend doing it because then you get in routine, which one, funding and having a time set out every day to be able to input that data and not doing it when you're in front of a survivor, which I believe is very, very important. Active listening and data entry don't really go hand in hand. It is hard to really be listening to someone and multitask. And our jobs are to help them and then do the reporting. So having a specific time of day, one, holds you accountable. It is something that you can tell the survivor that you are doing, that you set out a half hour during the day to input all this information, or just the demographics, or however your agency does it. It is also, like I said, holding you accountable for actually getting the data in, and it becomes a habit, and so that you will always have that time. So it's important just for reporting in your agencies, but also to be able to communicate that to the survivor to let them at ease a little bit. So don't put identifying information and date of birth, etc. Aren't those all identifying, or am I missing something? And I'm sorry, I can't see who that is from, but I don't recommend putting in any identifying information. It is not necessary. It's not necessary for you to know the exact date that and year that they were born. You can put an estimated age if necessary. And here's the thing with that. The more that you put in this database, the more information there is likely to leak when it comes to confidentiality. You have other coworkers that have access to your files, and it is when a survivor comes to you and gives you, just you as an advocate, their information, they don't necessarily want it shared with everybody. Most of the time, they don't want it shared with everybody. They shared it with you. And so keeping it to just non-identifying information lowers that risk. And if there are people in the agency that they know, especially in rural areas, keeping those identifying things out of the database can put them at ease too. And we just need it for reporting. It's not case management. This is for money. Like let's be honest, it is for funding and giving money to your organization to do better services and continue services. So they need the stuff that is demographics and the general victimization. They don't and won't need their name or date of birth. So really thinking about that when you're inputting data. Let's see. Funding is not, okay, sorry. For S. Holland, if funding will be based on the database, what happens if we have several survivors who opt out of putting any info in the system? Great question. And I might have said it wrong when I was stating the information about the database. So the database is for funding. It makes funding and reporting easier. So we submit reports to funders, and that's how we get money. So the database is not the only way to report, and it's not the only way to gather the information. We've been doing it for years manually. And so if many survivors opt out of putting any info in the system, that's okay. That is their right. They don't need to give us any information. We still need to help them, but they don't have to give us any information. And so having those times where they don't want their information in the database, and having a backup plan for if they're okay with paper file or if they're not okay with any of it, having a backup plan. The database takes all of your data and puts it into a report. So the only thing you would have to do is just change the report a couple of numbers for that survivor or multiple survivors. Does that answer your question? Or anybody's questions that I answered? Do you have any other ones? Did I answer it? Does it make sense? Does anybody else have any questions? Well, we're done a little bit early. I figured there would be more questions. So if you want to stay on and ask a couple of questions or think about some things and send them in the box, I'll be on here until 2. And if you have any questions that you want to reach out to me later, you can always email me at kelsey@iowacasa.org. That's KELSI. And I'm happy to do any trainings, talk to you about tech awareness, safety planning, any of the confidentiality and technology pieces. And please reach out to me. I am happy to help. So like I said, I will be on for another 10 or so minutes. So Amanda asked if you have a client who you can only contact over social media or email, what do you suggest to do to handle that for privacy? So what I would suggest is that at the very beginning, just make it very, very clear that this isn't the best way to do so. Social media is a platform that is used for social encounters, and that email as well is stored, as we know with a lot of the political things that are happening. So just letting them know that and making them aware that any information that is really private to them, that they don't want shared or possibly shared, to not put it on this platform. But if they want to and they are okay with that, perfectly fine. So if they are okay and are understanding of the fact that it might not be private, and also if it's through the agency's social media and there's multiple people using it, that other people in the agency might be able to see it, and letting them know that prior to actually having those conversations, and giving them the opportunity to decide what they want to do. And if they say that they are fine with that, then you at least gave them the heads up and you can continue on. What platforms have worked well for video conferencing that do not record to the cloud? So most of them record to the cloud because they're all encrypted, or they are all not encrypted. And so I know that there are some vendors out there that are looking into having a fully encrypted platform, but this hasn't happened yet. So you have a choice of whether or not you want to record them, but regardless, it is going to be recorded. You just will either have the ability to see it or not. And so if you don't record it, then the cloud, the server of that vendor will still have that. The likeliness that they look at it is far and in between, but again, letting the survivor make that decision for themselves. Is it allowed in the database to use an alias for a survivor? Of course it is. You can use case numbers, you can use initials, however you want to go about that, and what your agency wants you to do. That is another big thing, talking to your leadership. But that is absolutely, we do that in-house. All of our, at Iowa CASA, all of our clients they have an alias and they have a series of numbers and letters. And I really recommend doing that. That helps with identifying information not being leaked. If there's a name, that makes it really easy, especially in small communities. So I definitely recommend doing that and talking to your leadership about making that something that you do moving forward. It would be really great to have a training on this format about the different types of social media. Some of the platforms you mentioned, I don't even recognize. I'm basically a Facebook person, and that is the only one I personally use. Definitely, Barb. So I do a tech awareness training where we kind of dive into it a little bit more. I think that it would probably be a really good idea to do a advanced social media and technology awareness, because I do it during our victim counselor training, and it's only an hour and a half long, and every single person I talk to afterwards wishes it was longer. I can make it longer. We could do a whole training on it. So if your agency is interested in that, I could host one here for different agencies to come. I am so happy to do that. So Barb, if you want to email me, I will definitely, we can set something up and send it out to programs and see if anybody else is interested. Anybody else have any questions? Does anybody, I see that there's still like 23 participants. Would anybody be interested in like a expanded technology awareness training that Barb was talking about, that I could do like a day training?
If you are interested, if you just want to send Kelsey or I a email with what agency you're at, and we can get in touch with you about that.
That was Maggie.
Oh, hi everyone. Membership at iowacasa.org or Kelsey at iowacasa.org.
And I definitely, I think that this is a great thing too. Like I said, I really want to do this, especially since technology is ever expanding. I tell you what, it's not going anywhere, and we really need to dive into it. So I think that it'd be really good to do like a day training, but there's so much stuff to cover. We could talk about it for literally weeks. So I will look into doing this, and if you can, like Maggie said, send us an email just so we know that you're interested. I can show people that, I can show my leadership that this is something that is needed, and then I can create it. And come out to where you are or host one here at Iowa CASA or regionally or however we need to do that. So please, please reach out. We have about 7 minutes left if you have any other questions. You are welcome, Amanda. Out of curiosity, the menti.com, what were everybody's thoughts on that? Since we have a little bit of time. It's something new I've been using. So I just want to know, did you like it? Awesome. I'm glad that you liked it. I like it too. I think it's a really good way to get everybody interactive and involved, especially in these webinar settings where we don't see each other face to face and it's so easy to multitask. So I'm glad all of you participated. All right, well, if we don't have any other questions, we can go ahead and sign off. If you do have a question, like I said, please, please reach out, or you can put it in the chat now. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Enjoy it. The weather's pretty nice today. So thank you, everyone.